could put forth such ideas?
Sir, this struggle was not intended to degenerate into total war and anarchy.
Welcome, everyone. Creepy Old Crypt continues. The tour, the Southern California tour continues. The gauntlet endures. Where are we now? You know, we came from the colorful land of Nintendo.
Yeah.
And where are we today?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. That's right. You thought we were going to stay in California? You were wrong. We're here in Philly. We just went to Gino's, Papa Gino's Steaks or whatever the hell it's called. What is it? We just went to what's another place we ate in Philly? We just went to where's the venue that we were at?
I can't remember.
Mama Cass.
I don't remember.
I know it, but
yeah.
on the spot I can't think of it. Anyway, but yes, we are here at the birthplace of independence. I don't know how. We are also in the middle of like a storm coming in.
It's so windy.
It really is.
So windy.
It's unbelievably windy. Oh my God. It's like the flagpole looks like it's going to go over. I don't know what's going to happen.
See,
anyway,
we go all out to film these.
Yes. Yeah, we're not messing around.
Anywhere, we do anything.
We're not messing around here. But anyway, we wanted to celebrate, more importantly, you know, this show deals with theme parks. We cover theme parks, attractions that we think are interesting. But most importantly, we cover independence. We talk about the birth of our nation. I could have worded that way better. Not anything like that unfortunate movie that came out. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is Independence Hall,
yes,
where the Declaration was signed into effect. Now, a lot of people think that was on the East Coast that happened. All the delegates actually signed the Declaration right here in Buena Park, California.
Across the street from Knott's. It's weird.
Yeah, they came down to Knott's.
They went on Ghost Rider afterwards.
They hung out at Rock and Brews and saw the medieval times, and they were like, you know what? This country rules, and I'm ready to fight for it, you know? So they did that. No, this is one of my favorite weird things in Southern California.
Yes.
Obviously, you have Knott's Berry Farm, legendary SoCal attraction, theme park, whatever you want to call it. One of my favorite things, but the dude who made it, Walter Knott, and his wife Cordelia, they both obviously created the place, but Walter, I don't know what he goes by, you know? But he was really obsessed with, everyone's like, dude, he made all this money, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? And he's like, I think Californians deserve to see where their country was founded. I'm going to rebuild Independence Hall.
Brick for brick.
Yes.
Like use the same plans, kind of rebuild.
From Philadelphia. I'm gonna rebuild it all because not everyone can fly. Back then it was that much harder to fly across country. So he's like, no.
You want people to learn history and everything like that.
Yeah, he's like, people should be able to set foot in the birthplace no matter where they are and pay respects no matter where they are. So he used all that money. I probably would have got like a yacht or something. He didn't do that. He built
Independence Hall.
Independence Hall. It is identical to the one across the...
Which we visited.
Yeah. There have been changes, but I think it's just over time there and here. It's like they added a... Like this one now has a gift shop in the middle of it. That one, you know, they don't have that there. No. And there's some courtroom stuff on the second story on theirs. We don't have that here. We'll go into what is up there, though, maybe in a little bit. But anyway, so we're here paying our respects. What is funny and weird, I think was most unusual thing here is that this is probably one of the most expensive things they ever built in the history of Knott's.
Really?
And it's and it's not no pun intended. It's not in the park.
Yeah,
it's
free.
It's free. It's across the way. There's literally a busy street over there, and it's across the way from Knott's. And the whole idea there was, okay, it's free admission. This is the thing he wanted to do. He was like, hey, it's always going to be free. Anybody should be able to come here, get some knowledge, pay their respects, whatever, check it out. What's going to, whatever.
Yeah.
It should be there all the time for free. And they held to that, even though they sold, the Knott family sold the park to Cedar Fair in the 90s.
Yeah.
Something like that. it was like, you got to do that. You got to abide by what. That's the terms. You got to leave it. Yes.
It's got to be open.
So it is free. It is open daily 10 to 4 every single day for free. You can come here. And over the years, every now and then we stop in here. We've heard many unusual stories and tales from people who work here.
Yep. It's definitely quiet over this area.
Yes.
There's nobody there's nobody around.
Most people do not know this is here. Yep. Because it's hidden. That flagpole is about to come out of the ground. But anyway, a lot of people don't know this is here. And in fact, where we're filming this is the old entrance. Yeah. Well, it's the actual entrance of it, but they don't use this site at all. We actually went the way that they built the water park.
Knott City is just butted up against it right here.
Yeah, and they made the backside of that go up against this. They just have people enter through the backside of this building over there because it's closer to the park. But the original entrance, like right in front of us, is a big roundabout. This is where people would enter and go through this door. And there actually is. We were in there a minute ago.
There's like a ticket booth. There's stuff on the side that's not used anymore.
Yeah, there's a ticket booth. There's all kinds of stuff. And you walk in. The first thing you see is the Liberty Bell, and it's a shame. Literally, no one, unless they're intentionally sleuthing around like we are. No one comes over. No one sees this side. This is the most beautiful side of the whole.
This is where we get all the photos and stuff. Because this is so much nicer over here.
It's stunning over here, and no one sees it. The guy that worked here that I talked to last time I was here, he said that they, on a good day, get about 20 people to show up.
Oh, man.
On a good day. And but I think the biggest purpose it serves is actually field trips.
Yeah, school groups and stuff.
Yeah, because you could go into certain rooms and there's like a bunch of seating, and it's like, they'll bring a classroom in. It costs nothing, so they can bring them in. And then I hear this place is popping off on the 4th of July.
Oh, I bet.
It was a couple hundred years ago, and it is now. So, actually, when was this one built? It was like 67 or 69, something like that.
Yeah.
So this one wasn't quite there. Maybe 1976, but not 1776. But anyway, it would be fun to come here on the 4th of July.
Yeah,
I don't know why I haven't done that.
I think they would, I think that'd be a kick.
Have like a throwdown. Have like a rager here, dude. I wonder if they let you sit in the delegate seats.
Open that up.
Yeah. They should have like a paid thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? Seriously.
Oh, I'd
do a paid thing here, or you could sit in there and you get pizza or something. You get pizza with the founding fathers.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
At all their tables, they just had.
They were like,
party.
"We did it, guys. We're independent. Yo, who wants pepperoni? Boom." I gotta check that out. I think that would be fun to be here that day. That's the only time I've seen footage. I think Justin Scard online went here and on the 4th of July, and it was like popping off. And I think there was like a dressed up guy or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
which that's a guarantee you'll get me to show up.
That's cool.
If you have someone in costume not breaking character, I'm showing up to that.
Like when we went to that pub in Boston, and there was that guy dressed up just chilling.
Yeah, that was a Boston pub where they used to have meetings and
they
stuff.
They planned something. I can't remember.
Paul Revere had meetings in the basement. Yeah. Like, hey, I got some plans, I got some theories and whatever. And then in that bar we went, there was just a drunk dude at the bar dressed like Paul Revere.
He would go on his phone occasionally. It's really funny.
Yeah, he's occasionally texting.
The British are coming.
Yeah. Hey, BTW, British might be coming. Keep an eye out. One text of my land and 2 texts of my seat. Good night, everybody. We'll end on that. That was a great note, Tim. No, but anyway, do you ever think about that? I know we talked about this, but we saw on Reddit one time someone went to a UK soccer game. Someone in the UK was like, check it out. I'm at the soccer game. Check out the snacks they got. And it was peas and chips.
Oh, I saw that photo. That's solid.
It was like, peas on fries with gravy.
That was almost us.
It looked like someone vomited. And the best Reddit comment of all time was a guy said, Paul Revere saved us from this. That is one of my favorite comments of all time. And I think about that every now and then. Can you imagine if that light had not gone off?
Mushy peas on chips. Ugh.
I think about that all the time. There's little butterfly effect moments in history where if that guy had just not been there that night, if Paul Revere slept in or took a shit or something. You know what I mean? Like, what would be, we'd be
know.
here going, right, sorted. All right. Hello, creepy old Crypt. All right. We've got lots of, we're at Disneyland UK. We just went, you know what I mean? Like, I think about that. That should be a show.
What if it didn't happen?
Yeah, there's always alternate history like World War II or like what if this one or that one. But just the sheer moment of Paul Revere being where he was at the time.
Yeah.
That should be the show. It's just something like he tripped over something and he fell asleep or something. and the world is different after that. Would that be interesting? I don't know.
That would be.
We got to pitch that show. Hulu, we're coming. Anyway. Oh, by the way, sorry, I'm going to get off topic for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
I feel so much better recording this episode right now. That Nintendo episode, I want to apologize for because I hadn't been feeling good the last couple days. Felt pretty good today, so I was like, I'll go. We'll record. No big deal. You kind of got through something recently
like
too.
Last week. I don't have a voice right now.
Yeah, it wasn't COVID, but a little bug going around. And when we got to Nintendo Land, I realized I hadn't had water, food, anything, and I got in there and I was like, I was about to fall over. So I'm sorry if I'm more animated this episode than that episode. I apologize. But Nintendo, you know what it is. You don't need me to tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to patriotism here.
Independence Hall.
Yeah, Independence Hall. So anyway, they built this in the 60s, whatever. What was really cool, the last time I walked through here, you never know. There's always just like one employee working here.
Yeah.
And it's one of I'm actually gonna list the three. I'm gonna list the three employees that you'll see. Employee version 1.
Yes.
Is the person who got stuck. They only really have one person at any given point, and it's the person that got stuck watching the place, and they don't know anything or care at all.
It's like they needed somebody to fill in a spot.
Yeah, they just
went, hey, you.
Just needed a warm body, and they're like, yeah, okay. They're just standing around.
Yeah, watching over.
Then there is a guy here, I don't know his name. There's a guy here who knows all about old American politics and stuff. To the point that there are times where you'll mention anything, and he'll go, actually, that's not true. The thing that we've heard many times...
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Is half the time we've been here, this dude will go... Someone will bring up, like, George Washington, like, look at the thing. And he will go, he's actually not the first president. Did you think he was the first? No, I think he'll ask you, like, excuse me, is that guy the first president? And you'll be like, yeah. He'll go, no, you're wrong.
Here's why.
Here's why. And he'll tell you that there were actually 4 quote-unquote presidents. I don't know what they actually called it. I cannot remember. Before George Washington, they like did a trial run. They did a demo.
Yeah.
Like, would this work? Okay, and they did a demo like they put the Forspoken demo on PS5 a couple weeks ago. Same kind of thing. They're like, yo, give these 4 guys, like, let them do the states. Okay, all right, seems to be working out. The colonies or whatever it was at that point.
Yeah.
What year did he? So it was before 1776.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've been through the history books.
Me too, yeah.
I'm a little out of order here, but so they tried it out with 4 different. They went through 4 different whatever, and then it was like, all right, let's do this thing. It's the president
of
all right,
the United States.
We did the beta tests. Let's roll out the final product.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, you don't want to do King? Like, I think King's working out. Nah.
No, fuck that.
Nah, we're done with that shit. The people decide. All right, who do they like? You like George? Who likes George? Show of hands. You like him?
Yeah.
George, get up here. And then George was like, oh? And he was the president. But that guy loves to tell you how there was, 4 before him. He knows all kinds of political stuff. That's the third. That's the second employee that you see here. And then the third is another dude that I've seen here. I wish I could remember his name.
Knows a ton of stuff about this place.
And he's a historian, but not in the political sense. Actually, he knows about that stuff. But he knows all about, apparently, as a kid, he was here for the opening of this.
Really?
So he has had a lifetime of knowledge specifically about Knott. He's been with the company, I guess, like his whole life or something like that. And he knew all about this place, which, no offense to American history, I found that the most interesting of all of them. Because not everyone, like with Disney theme park stuff, there's someone at every turn cataloging and archiving information.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen with Knott's.
No.
So there's things that like when if that guy goes away someday, you know,
heaven goes with it.
Yeah, there might be stuff that we never know about.
Yeah.
So I was like glued. I was like, yeah, tell me more. He was super interesting, and he knew about Independence Hall, the real one, but also the Knott's history behind it.
Yeah.
Like I said, was here when it opened. He told me the most interesting thing. So I think I took a picture. Hopefully you can get it. But when you're in there, again, you enter through the back now.
Yeah.
But when you go in, there's this room right here has the Liberty Bell in it.
Yeah.
Now, again, in Philadelphia, Liberty Bell ain't in that building anymore.
No. You have to go across the street and go to a special exhibit to see it.
Like, you have to go through a secure vault.
Yeah.
Because people are going to mess with the bell or something. I don't know. So you had to go through security, which that was one of my favorite parts of the tour last time.
The lunch with the knife in it.
Because a guy tried to go through with a full set of steak knives.
They had like a packed lunch or something.
Yeah.
And it had full-on metal sharp knives.
He brought a full knife set for his lunch.
And they're like, you can't bring that in here.
Yeah.
And I think it was just hard for them to understand or something.
Yeah,
like
I don't
that.
think he fully knew English, maybe.
And so they're like, you can't bring that in here.
Yeah, they're like we know this is for your lunch, but these are gigantic knives. And then he was like, "What do I do?" And they're like, you got to take them somewhere else." He's like, "Well, could I just take them out of there?" And they were like, "What?" And then this guy grabs the two knives and is just walking around. What should I do? What should I do? And then, the security guard was like, just so you know, you're walking around here with huge knives.
Yeah.
Like, at least before they were in a case.
Yeah.
And now, but I love the way he said it. He was like, just so you know, you're walking around with huge weapons right now. Like, these knives are like a foot long. And then and he's like, I don't know where to go. They were like, just anywhere but here. Go away. Yeah. And so he walked away. And what was cracking me up is the security guard who was like, or initially stopped it, was popping off like he saved the world.
I know.
They walked away and he's like,
trying
to. He was seriously. He's like, trying to bring those knives in. That's not going to happen. He was walking around like he saved everyone, which, I mean, I guess he did.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was pretty funny. That was one of my favorite tour memories.
Yeah.
But you have to go through like a vault to get through that.
Yes.
To get to that. Here they have a perfect replica.
Yep.
Of
crack and all. It's weird.
It broke in the same spot. The guy told me that dude, that awesome employee, I want to say maybe his name was John. Okay. Normally I wouldn't name someone, but I want to compliment this guy so much. I think it was John. I could be wrong. But anyway, he was like, they got a mold of the Liberty Bell. He's like, but, or I think he said they had the initial mold that they used.
That they used to make the original.
Yeah, I think, or something like that. He's like, we cast it from the perfect source, but it didn't have to crack.
Yeah.
So he's like, so we kind of added it, but it still was never, it kept molding together. So then they had to like wedge a thing in there and then like keep it there for overnight and like come back. It's like, oh, it's too wide now. Oh,
they wanted even the crack to be perfect.
Yeah. So he said they worked very hard on that. But what blew me away the most, this is what I was going to say, is when you walk in, I was in here with someone and he just and while we were checking stuff out, he went, well, have you touched the honesty button? And I was like, well, no, I don't know. I think that's what he called it. I hope I didn't get the name wrong. Yeah. He's like, you don't know about the honesty button? I was like, no, I don't think so. No. And he's like, you see all this? Like inside, there's a beautiful banister. Yeah. It goes up the staircase, all that. And at the bottom of the banister, it twirls around into the middle, and there's a white dot in the middle, a white circle. Yeah. And he's like, come here, touch the honesty button. I thought he was, I don't know what he was, I was like, is this some kind of trap?
Touch it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like a trap. Yeah. Like, like it was that bit in Ren and Stimpy where it's like, you touch anything except this red button right here. No, but anyway, so what he told me was, again, I might have the name of it wrong, but he said, this was a real thing. And in Independence Hall, I never knew this before. Like in Independence Hall, they put this spot here. It's in the middle of the banister. It's ivory. Yeah. And he said, and for some reason that became a tradition where these delegates, they would come in and like they would always touch on that, and they would say, I don't know if they said something, I can't remember, but they would always like touch on that, and that was like a sign like, hey, touch that. You have an oath. We're gonna be honest. Yeah. We're not going to fib around or get into goofy shit or anything. I don't know. I don't know. I tried to Google it before this, so maybe he made this up. I don't know.
Wait. Did John Hancock hit the honesty button?
Yeah.
Down here?
Hey. What are you signing? Did you touch the honesty button or not? I didn't. I saw you walk past it earlier. Yeah. So what if I did? Well, go back.
Was there a dishonesty button?
That's what I'm saying. It was in the bathroom or something. They're like, it just occurred to me, there's no bathroom in this building, huh?
No, it's actually, we'll get to it. It's across the street.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
But where was it in Philadelphia? Were they shitting outside?
I think they just went at their desks.
Yo, we're going to be here all night. Damn, I just thought, like, the Founding Fathers, I mean, it makes sense, but they still had to shit outside, man.
I know.
I can't believe that.
It's freezing, too. It's cold.
It is cold right now. I know everyone's going to be, I'm in Nebraska, and it's actually -5 degrees. That's not.
It doesn't matter. It's cold for
We're
us.
not acclimated to that. We're acclimated to California weather, and I think it's like
50 something.
No, I think it's like 40.
Yeah, it's 40 something.
Listen, and I know that's a nice day for like New York or whatever, but for us, we don't ever have it 40 here. Something like that. What does it say? Does it say?
It's in the 40s.
Oh, okay, it is in the 40s.
Yeah.
Anyway, and with the wind, if there was no wind, it's not so bad, but there's wind. Okay, so anyway, enough excuses.
Yeah.
But, so I have to look that up. I don't know what it's called, but I thought he said it was the honesty
it's cool. It's just a little white
dot there.
touch.
And he's like, you just always touch it. And I thought he said, like, say a little prayer or something. And I was like, so now every time I go in here, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I just say a little prayer. Anyway, you go in. So there's these staircases up there that you can go in. Now, again,
it's a spiraling, goes like up and over to like the upstairs.
Now, when we went in Philadelphia, you could go upstairs and see, like, they had the, whatchamacallit? I keep wanting to say courtroom, but
it's like
it was like a courtroom. Yeah.
Like,
they had, meetings and stuff up there. What is up here in this version? Do you know? What is up there?
In this version?
Yes.
I heard that there is a theater up there for shows and stuff.
Yes.
I don't know what it looks like or anything, but that's what I've heard.
Yes, we've heard. I think this is from one of the employees that didn't really care.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't know what's up there. It's like a theater or something like that. But I want to
ask that guy that knows everything about this place.
Yeah.
Because, like, what would they use that for?
Yeah.
Like, or do they show, like, I don't know what they would show there.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do a show here or something. Like, we should do
a tour and get this place
next
up.
time we tour, if we did a show up there, I would die. I would
too.
seriously die.
Oh.
I'd be like, hey, can we organize? I wonder if Knotts would do that. If we called them, like, hey, if we did a small show, 50 people. I mean, the smallest show you could possibly, like, less than 50. That's barely an event, But like, do something like that, and we'll do the show up there in the Independence Hall Theater.
Yeah.
I think they would have to do it.
They have to accommodate.
Yeah. So this might be. We'll make some phone calls after this. I think that'll be good. Anyway, so that's what's up there. It's not really public.
No,
not for the public.
It's like off, it's roped off and everything like that.
I just have to say real quick, that's the first time I've ever seen people over here on this side. And I think they're just going for a walk or something.
So
I never have ever, in the years I've gone to Knott's, never see anyone on this side. I've seen pictures from the 60s with people on this side, but I've never seen in real life ever until right now. Caught it on camera. I think it's on camera. Camera hasn't fallen over, right?
I don't think so. It looks pretty straight.
Seems
still.
okay to me.
I don't know. It could be completely off, and I wouldn't be able to know.
Well, we got the audio. Anyway, so that's off limits to the public.
Yeah.
But what's on limits is once you go in, you can go into the chamber where all the delegates signed.
Yeah.
And I never knew until I finally waltzed in here one day that there is a full show in there. It's all audio and spooky lighting.
They didn't do it this time, but they shut the doors on you typically.
Yeah. The first time I went in there, I was like, whoa, the chamber, it's like not lit very well. They kind of have like it was lit okay. Actually, when I went in, it was fully lit. I should say that. The first time I went, this was years ago, and I walked in, I looked around, I'm like, this is staged funny. Like, something happened in here? Mm-hmm. And the dude that was working here was like, oh, yeah, there's a show. I was like, oh, how do you see it? And he was like, Wait. And I was by myself. I was waiting for friends.
Like a button probably to push.
He hit a button, he turned the thing, he hit a button. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then the lights went down to just a lit candle. And I'm like, oh, this is like some Haunted Mansion shit. I don't know if I'm going to handle this well. Like, you like scary stuff, but I'm not handling that well. And I'm like, at least he didn't close the door. And as soon as I thought that, he closed the door to the chambers. It was me alone in this chamber. And you heard
the founding fathers.
Yeah, and you heard, I summon everyone to check the documents on their... and I'm going like, what? Where am I? It was creepy in there. So, yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. But most of the time now, they just keep the doors open so that people can come in and out. Very few people sit and watch the whole show.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah,
it's
me
cool.
too.
It's a cool show.
I am a fan. And what made it fun, I will say, the guy did bring me, I thought this was a nice touch. They don't always do this. But the guy, I think they have it for field trips. The guy brought me a little map of where all the delegates sat.
Like their names on, like, oh, here's this person's seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you hear the voices when they talk. They actually have the audio set up where each voice comes from each desk.
Yeah.
And when they talk...
It lights up their inkwell.
Yeah, their inkwell just glows a little bit. Yeah. And it's like, well, I think you should look at this. Here. Whatever.
So it's only audio, but you're still like looking, you're following it, you're looking around.
It's
like,
still,
okay,
yeah. It's still a multi-sensory experience you're looking at. Well, really, it's only one sense, mostly hearing, but you're looking around.
Yeah.
So he gave me a map to see, like, okay, when this guy talks, that's John Quincy Adams, and this guy talks, it's Bucko, whatever. And this guy talks, it's Dave, whatever.
Yeah.
That added to it. I don't know. If you have a field trip there and they hand you that map, pay attention. If any kids are watching this, pay attention. It's a good show.
It is.
And what kills me is I would love to own a copy of that show, but, they don't have that here. They don't sell that.
Yeah.
And that dude that I talked to here was like, oh, back in the day, they had a cassette. And we had them forever. And then when they finally sold out, that was it. He's like, we never made a CD. It never got distributed any other way. There was a tape. So I have to find that tape. If anybody out there, keep an eye out. You ever go to these theme park shows, you're on eBay, whatever. We gotta find that tape.
They gotta be out there.
I gotta listen to that at home. I need the cassette of this. Anyway, my dad has a thing to convert cassettes to MP3s or something. So I'm sure, I'll make good use of it. Not endorsing piracy, but that's the founding fathers themselves had an affinity for disobedience, and so shall I. But anyway, so he told me there was a tape. I gotta find that.
Yeah, show's good. I like it a lot.
I do. It is like your initial gut thing will be like, oh, I'm gonna sit through this, boring. Just do it. Turn everything off. Don't look at your phone. Yeah. Go in just one time. Watch that, and I think you'll enjoy. I don't know. You'll get something out of it. It's like it's an experience. Every now and then you need something like that where it's like your other senses are taken away. Your phone is off. Just, I don't know. It's something, again, I don't know where there's anything else like this in California, at least, So, I don't know. I like that show. Anything else to say about the show?
About the show? No. I think I go check it out, I guess.
There is some use of strobe at one point.
There is.
You wouldn't think thered be strobe lights in the Declaration of Independence signing. But they'll surprise you.
Yeah.
It's nothing too crazy, but anyway, I really like it.
There's it's not really a show, but there's a push button thing in the Liberty Bell room.
Oh yeah.
That you just push on your own, and it pipes it through the speakers just about the Liberty Bell. And it's just it's probably been there since the 60s.
Yes.
And it's same button, same everything.
Yeah. That button is like finding a BioShock audio log.
It is.
When you hit it, it's like the Liberty Bell, a signal of our liberty. There are many who have tried to make a bell as grand as this, but they have failed. I mean, it is seriously like some RPG kind of stuff.
It's very old. The speaker's super old, and the button looks like it's been pushed for 50 years.
Yeah. I love that. I love all that kind of stuff here. Anyway, so there's the show. There's that aspect, the button, whatever. Oh, in that same room with the Liberty Bell.
Oh, yeah.
This is cracks me up because It's so not part of Independence Hall, but they just shoved it in there.
Yeah.
It's
old.
And I don't think I will say 99% of people don't know what it is. In a glass case in the corner of the room with the Liberty Bell, there is randomly some Italian furniture. Is there like a harpsichord in there?
I think it is a musical instrument.
Yeah. That is just behind glass in a case. Pretty sure that's been there. I don't know how long. I think it's since the 60s.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a Walter Knott idea or they did it after he died. I don't know. But I literally remember, I don't know why this stuck with me, reading the Knott's history book. And there was like one time in their like lives, Walter and Cordelia Knott like went to like Italy or went overseas and they found stuff they really liked. They were like, dude, that harpsichord, that's like a, how many hundreds of years old harpsichord? I need that. Okay. They bought like a few pieces of like rare furniture and then it was like, where do you put that in the park? I don't know. I don't want anyone to wreck it. Okay. And so they just put that harpsichord like in there, like, okay, look at the Liberty Bell. Look at this cool harpsichord I got. And it's like, there's no other point to it being there.
It's just, it's old. I put it in here.
Yeah.
Done.
But it's still in there. You could come see it and be like, that's the one thing when they were on a trip. Like, yeah, buy that. All right. We got to bring this back? Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's kind of like the petrified wood stump in Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's like, what does that have to do with anything? And it's just a gift that Walter gave to his wife this just thing on their travels. So they bought a big petrified stump.
Yeah, I think I read or I heard that like Lillian Disney, his wife, was kind of like not that stoked with it. Like she was like,
I didn't want it. That's why I put it in the park.
Well, I think that's why she was like, well, clearly Walt wanted this in the park. That's why he got it for me. But it's dedicated to her, which I always thought was funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, for that one little corner with the Italian furniture always gets me. Anyway, the main hall of the room.
Yeah.
What this guy informed me, where it is now, if you go in there now, it is essentially a gift shop. Yeah. It's all merch.
The walls are kind of the museum-y kind of area.
Yeah, there's a lot of artifacts there.
Gift shop.
Yeah. And what the guy told me there was, the guy with the history guy, he told me that the plan was to, there is a building, and Kevin brought it up just the other day, that there is, or just, not the other day, an hour ago, there's a separate building right here. It looks like an old colonial house. Mm-hmm. That guy told me that was the gift shop. They wanted this to be 100% replica.
So no gift shop inside?
No distractions. It's the exact replica. And then if you want a gift, go out to the gift shop over there. He said that did not work. People did not make it over there. So it was like, close that building and move the gift shop into the lobby. Yeah. Like, let them buy gifts in there. Which I guess is not historically accurate, but yeah, how many people would go over to that building over there? I don't know. But
now I think it's just offices or something.
Yeah. Are there still restrooms attached to it?
Yes, there are.
Okay. Do they work? Like, you can go in or no?
I think they're always locked, but I think I have seen them unlocked before.
I swear I've been in there. I've peed in there.
Yeah,
I know.
I swear I've peed in there as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so now they sell merch in there. Now, what kind of merch do they sell? First of all, let's talk prices. You want to tell them what kind of prices can they expect?
The prices are the best. The shirts. Oh.
This is the one store I've ever been where I would actually tell people, hey, they have the best prices you've ever seen. And why is that?
$17.76 for the shirt.
If you want a shirt, that's what you're paying. $17.76. And they held to that for so long. I think they might have a couple new shirts that are like, ooh, okay, $24.99.
But we were in here earlier, and they still have shirts for $17.76.
We checked before we recorded this, and they still have like the classic white shirt with the hull on it, $17.76. Anytime I hear they got new merch, I do come down here, and most of the time they keep to that price.
Yeah.
Gets me every time. I'm like, how much is? Oh yeah. Oh my God, it's getting windy again.
It is.
We're braving the storm. Don't worry. Anyway, Jesus. Sorry about the wind. I don't know how this recording's gonna sound.
Yeah, I don't know either. We'll figure it out.
Anyway, so what kind of stuff do they sell? Shirts, as we mentioned. Lots of replica declarations and Bill of Rights and like fake documents.
Big pencils. You see, like as a kid, I always wanted the big pencils, the giant eraser on the back.
Something that I love they do have a Liberty Bell bank you could buy now. That's a fairly new piece of merch.
Yeah.
but it's actually labeled Knott's and stuff like that. It's none of that original crap. But my favorite thing that they have committed to across decades is they always have postcard sets. They have a rack of postcards.
Yeah.
They have a postcard for every president.
Yep.
Every single one. They had the Knott's artist, like the dude who did a lot of their art, paint the president. You can get one. You want a Taft postcard? They got them in stock.
Andrew Jackson, boom.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, you got it. They keep them all in stock. But let me tell you, I don't know what's going on. I think I saw Obama.
Yeah.
I think they did. I made it to Obama.
Yeah.
I never once saw them stock Trump.
They
never did.
It's got a spot.
There is a spot.
There's a spot.
And I think it literally said coming soon. Trump coming soon. And I don't think in his whole term it ever came. I never saw a Trump card.
I never saw it.
A Trump card. Sorry, I didn't realize the gag there. I'm making gags, not even trying. Yeah, they never stocked Trump. So was the artist sick? Maybe he's not around anymore. It looked like, I think they had an old artist doing that. Was he not around, or was he trying to, maybe didn't want to draw Trump? Why? He's your president. Ever heard of respect for the presidency? Hello? No, I don't know. I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
There hasn't been a Biden one.
Nope, not yet.
He stopped at Trump. I think he was just like, I'm tired. I can't do this shit. I don't know what happened. So we're going to get to the bottom of this. That's the mystery we're going to solve, is why did the rack stop there? Why did the rack stop at Obama? Yeah, it's gnarly. Speaking of artists, I do want to say real quick, there is a famous sculptor. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but he's done tons of Knott sculptures, like around the park.
All the famous Knott sculptures from the beginning of the park.
Yeah, it's like cowboys sitting on benches and stuff in the park. They're still there.
He did all those, the two women you could sit with on the bench, all those weird little statues. He did one, and I don't know where it is right now. Maybe it's overlooking the street where it's like a dude and a goat or something. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's like a prospector and a goat or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's somewhere. That's an old sculpture he did. It's somewhere in the park. They didn't throw it away. But one of his most beloved sculptures is actually, we'll show it to you maybe at the end, is right over here. We're looking at it. You can't see it, but off to our right.
Dude, it's sun setting over it.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot.
Beautiful.
And when they did when they do Knott's Boysenberry Festival, they always have an art show where people sell prints of their art. Before COVID, I want to say like 2019 probably. Someone did an art print just of that with the sunset behind them, and I was like, that is such a deep cut. Yeah. I bought it. I still haven't framed it because I think it's a freaky size. But anyway, this statue over there, and there's a very valuable quote at the base of it. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was a good one. Oh God. Anyway. So pay some respect to that statue. Check it out next time you come here. I don't know who the statue is of, so maybe I take that back if it's someone that sucks. I don't know if it's like a,
Yeah.
Watch, I'm saying like pay your respects and do all that. We go over there. It's like a Confederate soldier or something. I don't think it is. I think it's Homeboy. I don't know. Might be. It's not Washington. It might be Paul Revere. It might be. We'll look.
Looking over Ghost Rider.
Probably could have done a little more research before I brought it up, but we'll look at it at the end.
Yeah.
So you guys can see it. But anyway, so famous sculptor did that. Again, looking around the hall, the merch is in there, like we said. There's a painting of Walter Knott with the thing behind, with the hall behind him. Yeah. Just kind of paying respects to him. Were you going to say something?
Yes. There's one thing that this is also famous for.
Okay.
Because in a movie.
Yes.
If you want to see this in a movie, it's in National Treasure.
Yes, they filmed. So the movie National Treasure, he goes to the original Independence Hall.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we got to go there. Oh, look at that balloon. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. They did not shoot those scenes in Philadelphia in National Treasure.
Too much money to ship everybody out and everything.
Yeah.
We're close enough to Hollywood.
They drove over from LA, came here, and was like, it's brick for brick, the same building.
Yep.
Let's do it. And that guy that I talked to, that employee that knew everything, knew. He's like, okay, they shot something in that was Nick Cage up in that window. No, I think he said there's a shot where he's looking out that window up there, and they said that it's from behind, so they got a double to do that. But then Nick Cage actually went out onto the area outside, like on those balconies and stuff.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, that was actually Nick Cage. I think the guy was there that day or something like that. So
it's so funny watching that now, knowing that.
Yeah.
You can see him like totally not anywhere in Buena Park at all.
Yeah.
And then they just like run through a hallway and then they're like here
Oh,
and it's the same
man.
place. And
Yeah.
it's cool.
Oh, I gotta watch that. That's on Disney Plus, you said? I don't know why I never went to check it out.
Forward. You can just you
I will.
can spot it in the thumbnail.
I definitely will. Man, that's so cool. Anyway, yeah, so that was the big thing they filmed here. I think they may have filmed other stuff, I'm not sure. But yeah, I got to check that out now. I want to see Nick Cage in Buena Park.
Yeah.
I want to hang with him in Buena Park. They also shot, not here, but they shot in Buena Park, Clerks 2.
Yeah.
They shot the movies was down the street.
It's like right over where that is, and it's gone now. It's like
Yeah.
apartments. But I found out that I went to Not Scary Farm once while they were filming that.
Oh, really?
Because I watched the scenes.
Yeah.
And it was during the dates that I was here.
Oh, no kidding.
And I was like, they were filming it as when I went to Not Scary Farm.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. Well, anyway, all you Clerks fans, you can go check that out. It's none of it is there, but they did it. They did do it.
The grounds were there till just recently, like 2016 or 17.
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, that's there. They didn't shoot any of Clerks 2 in Independence Hall. They should have. That's kind of what held the movie down, I think. But anyway, that and the Donkey Show, but we won't get into it. Anyway, yeah, so there's like a wax sculpture and stuff in there of like George Washington and his wife, I think, isn't there?
I think so.
Creepy dolls of them.
Yeah.
Bunch of other just weird little relics in
It'd be
there.
fun to sleep in here at night.
I know. Why don't they do something like that? I would pay a premium for that. They have, what's that wagon? There's a buggy in there, like a wagon we just pointed out, but what is it though?
I don't know.
It's an old buggy from a horse and buggy kind of situation. But I don't know whose it was. I probably should have looked into that. But anyway, as we said, it's open from 10 to 4. That's all. I mean, you got the main hall, you got the show that you can walk in, check out the Liberty Bell. That's most of it. As you approach, again, the only entrance now is from the backside, and when you're walking up there, you will often see a lot of chickens and roosters running around.
Yeah. And at night they sleep up in the trees.
Well, that's what I didn't know. Is one time I walked over to this building late at night just to see how it was doing, and whatever. And I never knew until that point. People were like, "Hey, I think it might have been you. Hey, look up in the trees."
Yep.
And I was like, "What the hell is up there?" I didn't know chickens. Like, they were way up in the.
When I was a kid, I grew up with chickens, and they all slept in the trees.
That was crazy. I'd never heard of that. I guess it's to avoid predators.
Maybe
That's got to be the instinct.
Yeah.
But anyway, you could see chickens. Every now and then you see a big ass rooster. And this is how great Knott's is. While Disney is focus testing their merchandise and doing Star Wars, and Ant-Man 3 merchandise that they've heavily focus test, Knott's made a line of merch just for that rooster. Like, they just have shirts so you can get that rooster. Here's Bruce, or whatever his name is.
I love Knott's merch, because they do everything. Yeah. They have things that just says asparagus on it.
Yes. They have shirts just for vegetables that they grow here. Like, it rules. And they don't focus test it. It's like, who's going to buy an asparagus shirt? I don't know. Yeah. Someone.
I don't know.
They do such a good job.
Yeah.
It's so the opposite of Disney, the opposite of all these other huge companies. I mean, even Universal is Comcast. They all have to follow this strict regimen. Here at Knott's, they just do what the hell they want. And this, to me, is the greatest example. There is no business sense to building this at all.
No.
They made no money doing it. There's no reason to do it.
It's super expensive. It's all hand-built, like brick by brick.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not cheap to maintain it. And actually, I do want to say, it looked run down the last decade or so. And just recently, they put a brand new coat of paint on it. I'm talking months ago.
Great.
Yeah, it looks pristine. And I'm sure it's not cheap, but it's here. It's found its way in. That's what you get when you have just like, when you're big enough to do cool shit, but you're still flying under the radar.
Yeah.
They never sold to Comcast. Cedar Fair is a company they sold to, but they're not a $1 trillion industry.
And they kept the heart of this thing going completely.
That's the most important thing. They kept that.
Yep.
They kept the soul of it totally. So, That's what makes it so cool. It just doesn't, just like America itself. It paid no mind to the king or the kingdom. It did what it wanted to do and fought with sticks and stones to keep it. I think that, sums it up. Is there anything I'm missing?
No, I think we covered it.
I think we covered everything. I think we should get the hell out of here.
I know.
This is not good.
It's so fucking cold.
It is bad here. Well, I hope you like this episode on Independence Hall here at Knott's. What would you like to see next? Well, actually, we know what we're going to do next. The gauntlet's not done.
We have one more stop.
Oh, God. I'm like, this is cool. Great way to end the day. Oh, we still have the big enchilada.
And it's only getting colder.
Great. Rad. Anyway, well, that's it for now, though. If there's any other stuff at Knott's specifically, like, we 99% of the time we're doing Disney stuff, but I'm always happy to do a Knott's episode. Yeah. I always have a good time here until right now. But if there's anything you want to see, let us know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up. Okay, I want to show them that statue.
Yeah, go for it.
Get ready to see a statue, guys. Ooh. Oh, I got all cold. Now my feet are all